Okay, please keep it going.
Okay, let's be honest, nobody's ever really 100% ready for anything. I wasn't 100% ready for the speech, I don't think anybody really was. But you just gotta do it, it happens. Kind of like how nobody was really 100% ready for the attacks on 9/11. Everybody, the government, they try to protect us as much as they can with the security and the airports and everything else, but sometimes things just fall through. There's actually 1,600 terrorists, like open cases going at one time, and there's 30 active plots at all times. So really, if you think about it, it's kind of hard to keep them all under control, and honestly, I'm surprised that there aren't more, considering how many active plots there are and how many people they catch. So there was a quote that stuck out in my vital speech, and it was, "Have we struck the right balance between security and freedom?" And I think that's a big controversy in our society now, because everybody complains about not having enough freedom, not being able to make the right choices, but then they also complain about attacks like 9/11, saying that we didn't have enough security and the government doesn't protect us enough. And I think that's a big deal, because everybody's saying one thing and then they're saying the opposite. And another thing that's kind of really related to this right now is the marijuana debate. Everybody says that they want freedom, they want to be able to make their own choices, they should be able to smoke whenever they want, wherever they want. But really, the government's just trying to protect us, which is also what we asked for. So I'm going to talk a little about the terrorism groups. There's actually 3 different tiers. The top group is the Al-Qaeda group, which everybody is pretty familiar with. They're a big corporation and whatever. The middle group is actually the most complex. It's made up of several different small groups, and they have ties to Al-Qaeda, and they usually train with them, but they're more self-directed and they kind of run their own little groups. And then the smallest and the last layer is the homegrown extremists, which is kind of like just a random single people that do their own attacks by themselves. I don't really have a specific personal experience to 9/11. I mean, we were all pretty young, so we don't remember a lot. But I do know, it happened in 2001, and my dad and my stepmom actually deployed in 2003. And so they went over there because of the 9/11 attacks. So that's kind of the closest thing I have to relate to it. And they have a lot of pictures that I've seen. I wasn't able to bring them, but just kind of everything that goes on in there, it's really scary for them, because I remember a story my stepmom told me is, they would be driving down the roads in the Humvees, and there are kids, on either side of the road that are begging for food and water and money and anything that they can get. And they were told, you can't stop. Even if the kids get in the middle of the road, you can't stop for them. And so, if they were in the middle of the road, they couldn't really do anything. They just had to keep going. And so I remember that kind of struck me out, because even though they're little kids, you can't really trust them, or you're not supposed to trust them, because technically they're trained to kill Americans and the soldiers, and that's just not right. And I think that the whole 9/11 and terrorism thing kind of got out of control. But so I think that the main reason for this speech and what you guys need to learn is that you can't beg the government to keep us secure and protected, but then ask for our own freedoms that kind of go the opposite way. So next time that you think about that or say something about that, just remember they do a lot for us, more than we know.